Greetings, YouTube. This is the Garage Autonomist. I hope you liked the speech of Malcolm that I posted. It was fun trying to beat the midnight deadline. And I would have made it too if it wasn't for the fact that I didn't decide to do it until an hour before, and I did it on a whim instead of going to bed. But I wanted that video to be posted on his actual proper birthday. I'm going to put in a low bar 2 links leading to books. One book is titled Malcolm X, The Last Speeches, and the other will be February 1965, The Final Speeches of Malcolm X. Both of these books do not repeat each other. The work that went into these books, published originally by Pathfinder Press, which is a socialist publishing company, they went to Betty Shabazz, who was able to provide all of the archives and recorded archives of his speeches. And you're going to see a lot of points that Malcolm makes that he was obviously not talking about when he was in the Nation of Islam. So again, this shows that there's growth and evolution. When I do the first installment of Who Are the Pro-Blacks, and the point of emphasizing this evolution of Malcolm's beliefs, it is based on the idea that Malcolm's beliefs gave us the Black revolutionary left, and that tendency was embodied in the Black Panther Party. Now, yesterday, Google, which is mostly powered by privileged males with no problems, surprisingly featured Japanese American internment survivor and civil rights activist Yuri as the Google Doodle for what would be her 95th birthday. Yuri's father was arrested on the day of Pearl Harbor attacks. Her family was removed from their home by the U.S. government, and they were relocated to an internment camp along with 120,000 other Japanese Americans. The camp where Yuri's family was held was in Arkansas. There, she witnessed the lives of African Americans under the Jim Crow South, as she was a prisoner of racist public policy. Years later, after working as a civil rights activist, she and Bill Kuchiyama, her husband, moved to Harlem, where they immersed themselves in the civil rights movement, but drifting towards the movement's radical layer. That is how she met Malcolm X. Yuri attended a lot of his speeches, and they formed a friendship. And Yuri was also there on the day that Malcolm was assassinated. In fact, she was there cradling his head on the bloody stage of the Audubon Ballroom. In the earlier days of my channel, I was told once by a YouTuber who I would describe as a den mother of the reactionary privileged young males of YouTube who have no problems, that my channel took intersectionality to absurd heights. I say in the case of Yuri and Malcolm and their respective political evolutions, shows that there is an organic and practical need for solidarity among people who want humanism and an end to systemic oppression. And we shouldn't be surprised that it is those who worship a culture of oppression and death who would consider things like solidarity and intersectionality as absurd. And incidentally, I don't really like the term intersectionality. It's just another fancy term created by bourgeois academics trying to own terms and concepts that were already put forth by revolutionaries decades before them. I call it solidarity work and being allies. So I wanted to bring up Yuri in the face of the fact that I'm going to be using Malcolm's later days and his later speeches to open and begin the Who Are the Pro-Blacks series. Now, you're probably wondering why I use that other subtitle, Their Malcolm and Ours. It's to exactly show that. I don't have a problem ever recognizing and embracing the old Malcolm when he was in the Nation of Islam, because without that earlier Malcolm, you would not have gotten the later Malcolm. This is the Garage Autonomist. I will see you all next week.